He wonders about his family a lot and is not sure about himself fighting. He wants to build a house for himself and his family on the land. He thinks about the people he's going to murder and also realizes that hitting them will make him vulnerable. Also, the Vikings also raid a church full of goods.
Good. That's a good summary, by the way, Said. Well done. Now, one of the reasons why I got all of you to do a short, brief summary of this entire passage is because it's very important to understand it in the first place. If you haven't understood it, that means you haven't tried to read it properly from start to finish. Now, you don't just always read a passage just the once. You could read it 2nd, 2nd or 3rd time and break it down, write a summary. That's always a really good way of actually understanding what the passage is actually about. Pick out the most important bits, obviously the characters, what happens at the beginning, what happens in the middle, and what happens at the end. This way, it kind of, the plan formulates together in terms of what the passage is all about, no matter how complicated it is. So, well done for the feedback, and let's move on to some of the questions now. So the first question is, we have been sailing all night. I have taken my turn at the what, but hope slaves will help us return. So we're just looking for a fill in the blank in this case. So the answer in this case is going to be oars. So we have been sailing all night. I have taken my turn at the oars, but hope slaves will help us return. So the oars are what you call the paddles, and the huge ones of the ships that they're actually rowing. All right, so in those days, the slaves, unfortunately, used to be in charge of doing all the dirty work in terms of the rowing. But in this case, they've been sailing all night, rowing themselves, and they wanted the slaves to actually use the oars for themselves. So we'll go for oars for this one. Next one, the dragon figurehead kept us something throughout our journey. Let's go to Barbara for this one. What do you think the missing link is here?
The dragon figurehead kept us safe throughout our journey.
Yeah, so the dragon figurehead, which was at the front of the boat, it was like a statue type dragon, which they felt under superstition that would actually keep them safe throughout the journey. Okay, so let's go to the second one, Barbara, while you're here. The villagers stare as the pale light of the streaks across the sky. What can fill in the missing link here?
The pale lights of dawn.
Yes, so the villagers stir as the pale light of the dawn streaks across the sky. Well done. Thank you, Barbara. Just mute yourself. And what we really want is there something for their families. Let's go to Elena for this. What we really want is there something for our families.
The gold?
This one would be, so I'm just looking at the passage. This is going to be land, according to the passage.
Okay.
Land. So what we really want is their land for our families, okay? And let's go to the next one. Elena, while you're here, for a weapon, I will take my small something because it is sharp. So for a weapon, I will take something small. What do you think? So in those days, you know, if you look at this picture.
Yeah.
Can you see that? Okay,
yeah.
Now they've got various things. I suppose you can't really. Okay, see this man on the right-hand side, far right.
Yeah.
This man here.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's holding a shield, and what does he have in his right hand?
An axe.
An axe. Okay, so for a weapon, I will take my small axe because it is sharp. Okay. Okay, thank you, Elena, for that. And let's go to this one. So in this case, a lone figure is trudging across the field. So it'd be option A. So a lone figure is trudging across a field. Now, trudging means that kind of like walking very heavily and warily across the field. So I grab my something and axe. And this refers to the same description that I was giving Elena before as well. What do we think this is with the axe? What was that man carrying with the axe? Let's go to Farhana.
He was carrying a shield.
Well done, good girl. He was carrying a shield, Farhana. Thank you for that. And the next one is when Eric something, the raid will be underway. When Eric something, the raid will be underway. Let's go to a Said for this one.
When he raises his hand.
When he raises his hand, yes, absolutely. Why do you think he was going to raise his hand?
In the text, at the second page at the bottom, it says, Eric is on the move, leaping from the boat onto the riverbank. He raises his arms and bids us to follow him.
Exactly. So it was kind of like a sign or a signal to say when everybody can move forward. And I'll say, while you're here, you can also answer the next one as well for me. So what did the author think about taking his turn at the oars? What did the author think about taking his turn at the oars?
He was inexperienced. It was like they would use slaves to do it.
Kind of, but why did he...
Oh wait, no, I think it's B actually.
Okay, so it is hard and back-breaking work. Yes, absolutely. Can you imagine how heavy the ship is, and with so many people on there and equipment and weapons and stock? It's really hard and back-breaking work, and that's one of the reasons why they had the poor slaves to actually do that as well. Good. And let's look at the next one. So the next one is, what evidence suggests the Vikings were fearful of sea monsters? So why were they actually scared of sea monsters? What was the actual reason behind that? So let's go to Arwa for this one.
They were superstitious and believed the figurehead would protect them.
What does that mean? They were superstitious and believed the figurehead.
They thought they would be safe from the sea monsters because of the dragon figurehead.
Well done, good. And just stay there, Arwa. What does the phrase shadowy settlement describe? What does the phrase shadowy settlement within the text actually describe?
There were dark and shady areas.
The actual wording in this case would be, but according to the text, the shadowy dark settlements were actually, the buildings were indistinct. So that basically means that you couldn't work out how many buildings there were and what they actually showed, because they were very, very faint. Okay, so it was actually the buildings that they were referring to, because settlement, what does settlement mean? So a settlement could mean like houses, could mean a village, could be a town. It could be where people actually live. Okay? Good. Let's go to the next one. Why do you think they waited until dawn before they attacked? So why do you think that they actually waited until dawn before they attacked? Let's go to Ayan for this one.
Would it be D, because people will still be half asleep?
Yes, correct. So that's an old tactic for any military when they actually want to attack, when they want to be the first ones to attack. They would usually do it in the middle of the night or first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, right at the end of the night, beginning of the morning, where people are the most drowsiest and the most sleepy. And while you're here, Ayan, let's do the next one. What will it be too late for them to do as the pale lights of dawn streak across the sky? What will it be too late for them to do as the pale lights of dawn streak across the sky? So that basically means that when the attack just starts and there's still pale lights of dawn, basically means the sun is just breaking through, but it's still quite dark. What would the opposition find it hard to do? So I'm talking about the people who are about to be attacked.
To defend themselves.
Well done. Good lad. Well done. Thank you, Ayan. And let's go on to the next one. So why does the author think the villagers are foolish to fight for their land? Why do you think the author thinks that the villagers are foolish to fight for their land? Why is this actually the case? Let's go to Alexandra for this one.
I think it would probably be B.
Okay, so they are sure if they fight, they will die, right? Yes, because that's why the author thinks that they're foolish. Because they're sure that if they fight, they will probably die and they haven't got much of a chance to survive.
Yeah.
So, well done, Alexandra. While you're here, let's do the next one as well. Why are the churches the first target, Alexandra?
Because there's treasures of gold, silver, and fabrics are kept in the church.
Yes, because that was one of the places where so people would keep their treasures because they feel that it will be mostly the last place somebody would go to find gold or steal it in the first place. Okay. Well done, Alexandra. Let's go to the next one. What does the phrase easy to wield mean? We'll go to Elena for this one. What does the phrase easy to wield mean?
I'm not sure what wield means.
So, for example, you know the man was holding a shield,
Yeah.
and he was holding the axe and he was kind of waving it around or just getting ready to fight.
Yeah.
So what was he actually doing? What could he do quite easily?
We could break stuff.
Yeah, that's one thing, but wield means easy to handle.
Okay.
Let's say, for example, that shield, because if a shield is made of hard metal, it must be quite heavy, right?
Yeah.
So if you have an enemy or opponents who are coming towards you to strike you, it should be easy to handle, it should be easy to wield. Because if it isn't, for the person holding the shield and the axe, then they're in trouble.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And Elena, let's just do the next one as well. I'll help you with this one.
Okay.
So why for some will be the last time they awake to celebrate a new day? Why for some will this be the last time they awake to celebrate a new day?
Because most of them will
Yeah.
die during the fight.
Yeah, correct. Because most of them will die during the fight. That's right. And we're on the last question, Lena. So, why does the author not know whether to envy Sven Longshadow or not? Why does the author not know whether to envy Sven Longshadow or not? Envy means to be kind of like jealous and envious, in a way. I think one of the reasons is that the author doesn't quite know, even though the author wrote this, but because it's the author's story, he's kind of unsure if Sven's willingness to fight or avoid it, whether he will fight or whether he will avoid it. Because you know, when you're reading this text right to the end, you're not actually sure what's going to happen. Yeah?
Yeah.
So the author's not sure about this. Not sure if it's going to go ahead. Okay? So that was it. That was basically the text itself. And for comprehension type tasks, I think everybody needs to actually make sure they read thoroughly the text. Not once, but at least twice, just to make sure that they're quite confident in what they're doing. Okay? So this time around, we just had English comprehension. For homework later on tonight, I'll be giving you some maths work to do on adding and subtracting fractions, and that will be for this coming Wednesday. But kindly please do make sure that you do actually have a look at the video that I put on, because the video will actually explain to you for just 2 minutes, it's not long, tell you exactly how to answer the questions and what technique to use, just in case you've kind of forgotten. Okay. I just want to speak to a couple of people, if you don't mind. Would like to speak to Jessica. So Jessica, stay behind. Anybody else, if they want to chat, then by all means to stick around for a minute or two. All right. And I'll catch up with you on Thursday, as normal. Okay. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. Jessica, if you just stay here. Thanks. Farhana, well done. Thank you. Okay, let me just unmute you, Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Hi.
Hi, Jessica. Your video isn't turned on. Why is that?
I tried to fix it before I joined, but it wasn't turning on.
I think I know what the problem could be, because I was looking into this before, and it's because, you know, your computer, if you go into settings, in the settings section, it's been turned off. That's within the settings itself. You know, when you look at the video section?
Yeah.
So it's actually been switched off from your side. So you need to actually switch that on and make sure the video is on, because, you know, the learning process has to be both ways, 2 ways. I need to be able to see you. You need to be able to see me. Can you imagine if we're doing a lesson and we're only listening to each other and we can't even see each other? It's just not, it just doesn't feel right. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you could kindly just go in there, just check, or if you can't do it, then just ask Mum to see if she can sort it out for you. Okay? And
Yeah.
what device are you using?
My laptop.
What laptop is it? What's the brand?
It's Lenovo.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I know which one you're talking about. So my daughter's got the same one. So definitely go into back of the settings and just turn it on. It's only a small issue. It's not a big one. All right, but you'll just have to navigate for a few minutes and just check how you can do that, okay?
Okay.
How's everything else?
Good.
Good, good. And you did this homework, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Well done. Good girl. Are you kind of getting the hang of it now?
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Now you can do more tasks if you want to online, because you know the online platform is open for you. You can do whatever you want. But the homework is the most important thing, because homework is the minimum required criteria that I will actually go through and check as well.
Okay.
All right. So everything all right from your side?
Yeah.
Fantastic, lovely. Okay, Jessica, thank you. And I will catch up with you on Thursday, right?
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.